So just before we do this shot, just some pointers that'll help you get the best shot out of it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to use, oh look at the colour. I'll make this quick, I'll make this really quick. So what we're trying to do is to use the slow exposure, long exposure. Around this time of the day we're going to be using maybe 4 seconds. As it gets darker you can go right up to 10 seconds. But the point of this shot to get it to really sell the smoky, misty water is we've got to turn the motion of that water into a blur. So it means setting up your tripod, make sure your tripod is nice and steady, make sure you've got a slow enough shutter speed, and then you use your aperture and your ISO to correct the exposure. And when you're actually taking the shot, when you're pushing the button, sometimes that can move the camera around a little bit. So if you've got a remote to trigger it, that's a good way of doing it. But another little trick is to set your camera on timer, 2-second timer, so that when you press it, the shot happens 2 seconds later rather than when you press it. Yep. Another good little trick is if your tripod isn't heavy enough, you can hang your bag or something off the tripod to weight it down. And a really good tip, one that this is especially true in high wind situation, is the strap, your camera strap. Make sure you hold the camera strap, because as that flaps around in the wind, that will introduce little shakes into the tripod. And any shake in the tripod, what it does, it makes those rocks less sharp. Okay, so set your camera up where you're going to get some of that colour, you're going to get some of the movement of the water, and I'll come around and talk to you about all of that. How are we going there? Yeah, it's probably a little bit too much at this time of the day, so we basically just have to wait for the light to drop down. So try 2 seconds, you'll get a little bit of the effect at 2 seconds. Even then it might still be too bright. See, there's a little bit of shake in your tripod there, a little bit of movement there. That's this thing, that's probably...
I think it's the actual tripod.
There we go. Tighten that. Need to tighten that somehow. Oh, I know what it is.
What?
So this head screws on,
yeah,
and it's sort of halfway up the thread, so you've got to spin it until it's tight again. There, now it's tight, okay. And now you move it by loosening these things and that thing there.
Cool.
There you go.
Thank you. That's lovely.
Oh yeah? Oh wow. God.
That's
you know, for the balloon shot we were using a really fast shutter speed to freeze the motion. We're doing the opposite with this one. We want to capture that water motion, so we're using a slow shutter speed. So rather than the thousandths of a second, we want whole seconds. So roll the dial back to the left. Yeah, keep going until you start seeing double dashes, and that indicates whole seconds.
Okay,
so that's a third of a second there. Keep going, keep going.
We've got 20 and 100 for the ISO.
Yep. So you've got the timer on there, that's good.